Hi, I'm Bret Primack, and I wanted to invite you to a very special Google Hangout on Friday. I'm going to be doing with a remarkable musician and activist. Sir, what is
Uh,
your name?
My name is Gilad Atzmon. Just small correction. I'm not an activist. I'm very active. It's very different. I've never
Okay,
been an activist. I don't understand the concept, but I'll be delighted to be with you, and
okay.
looking
Well,
forward.
for people who don't know anything about you, let me say that he is a former Israeli, now living in the UK, and you work pretty much full time as a jazz musician, correct?
Yeah, I'm playing pretty much every night around the world. Yesterday I launched my album in Paris. I'm here now for the next 4 days. Then I launch it in Berlin and do a few more German cities.
And what is the
From
name
there,
of what is the name of your new album?
the Whistleblower, and the band is the Orient House Ensemble. We are playing now together for 15 years. We are very successful here. I've never played with the band in the States, but we hope to change it soon.
Who are some of the people you've played with during your career? The names that we might know.
Um, I think that my recent rock recording may rings a bell. I'm on the recent Pink Floyd album, um, featured. Um, Here in Europe, I played with quite a few names. I didn't play enough in the States. As you probably know, we are not allowed to play in the States unless we have the right permission. And recently, I got the permission, and it's a procedure. Um, Here, I played as a session musician. I play with quite a few names that are pretty big. I'm part of the Blockheads. With the Blockheads, I recorded with Paul McCartney and Sinead O'Connor. I produced Robert Wyatt last album and recorded with him for uh, 3 albums now. Um, I'm pretty active. I'm most of the time I'm playing my own music, but I'm obviously a bebop player originally.
Okay, and you are also an author. You have a relatively new book. What is the name of that?
My recent book is called The Wandering Who, and it's a book. It is pretty critical of Jewish identity politics, not of Jews and not of Judaism, but I'm quite upset with Israel. I was born there. I was a soldier there. And I'm also quite upset with with pretty much all forms of Jewish politics. Not with Jewish religion. I don't think that the Jewish religion is free of problems, but I don't know if you want to go into this to discuss this topic. But people, I don't interfere with people's belief. But there is a problem with Jewish politics. It's somehow racially exclusive, and I find it very problematic.
Well, we will go into these topics in detail during the hangout, but I think that it's safe to say that you are a rather opinionated man who speaks the truth as
Yeah,
you see it,
definitely.
and that has presented certain obstacles. And I wanted to ask you, is it true that not too long ago in the UK that you had a gig canceled because of your politics?
Yeah, I had quite a big concert planned in a very nice venue in the Northern College, the Royal Northern College of Music, and they were bullied violently by a group of Israeli nationalists, and they had to pull the gig out for safety reasons. And a few days after, we realized that the guy that was acting as a spokesman for this group is a relatively known crook, a guy with a serious record on dishonesty, that established in the Royal Court of Britain, was involved in a scam, and also football hooligan. It was quite embarrassing for me. You know, I'm surrounded by Jews. I have always had Jews in my band, and I have a lot of Jewish friends. And somehow, which is very silly to say, the last thing that I expect them is to be gangsters. You know, it doesn't fit with my image of the Jew. Funny enough, saying it sounds very silly because what we see in Israel is quite violent. But when you live in Britain, he said, no, it doesn't make sense. All right, so sometimes they are loud and vocal and abrasive, but when it comes to stories about hooliganism, it is very, 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 very embarrassing. But you know, it reflected very badly on them. I got a lot of support in each of these events, make me very famous. So some people start to suspect that it's me who orchestrate all those events against me. It's not the case.
I'm sure it's not. Well, we look forward to exploring the work and the mind of this remarkable man on our Google Hangout,
Yeah.
which is going to take place Friday, April 3rd, 1 p.m. New York time, 9 p.m. London time, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And if you'd like to ask questions during the Hangout, you can log on to Google Plus and ask questions in text there. And I want to thank Gilad for just joining us here briefly. Any closing words?
No, man, I'm really really looking forward. Really looking forward. It all sounds great, and we will have fun. It's the first time that I do this kind of Google Hangout. It's very exciting.
Excellent. For those who want to check out the Whistleblower, where can they hear it online?
I think that it is already streamed in America in different. I don't know what are the streaming website you use in America, but I'm pretty sure most of my stuff is streams. But you can also check out my EPK on YouTube. Look for the Whistleblower EPK Gilad Atzmon. You will find it. It gives a good representation of the music.
Excellent. We'll see you Friday. Take care.